Hello, class. Today, we are going to talk about net present value analysis. But first, let's find out what you already know. Can anyone tell me about NPV analysis?
Yes.
Excellent. What can you tell me about it?
Well, present value analysis looks at the value of a series of cash flows in the future and assigns a present value, what the equivalent value of cash is today. Net present value considers an initial cash outflow and subtracts it from the present value.
Wow. You really know your stuff. Tell me more.
Well, NPV analysis is used to assign a value to a project. Let's say, for example, that it would cost you $100,000 today to procure a new piece of equipment.
Right.
Then, in the next 3 years, that piece of equipment saves you $80,000 per year for 3 years. We would calculate an NPV for that project to tell us what its value is.
And, what would it be in that case?
Well, it depends.
On what?
The discount rate, sometimes called the hurdle rate for the project. This represents the minimum amount of return that is required. It might be equal to a company's WACC or weighted average cost of capital. This is the amount that it costs a company for capital, through a combination of borrowing and equity.
Well, let's suppose that our discount rate is 10%. What would this project be worth?
Well, let me see. Oh, about $90,000.
But it costs $100,000, so we shouldn't do it, right?
Wrong. That cost is already factored into the cash flows as a negative cash flow upfront. Technically, if an NPV is positive, the project is worthwhile. It isn't always the case that we should do it because sometimes a more attractive project is available, one with a higher NPV.
Wow. Well, that's all I was going to cover today. Where did you learn about this?
From my friends at EMS Consulting Group. www.emsstrategies.com. They offer training, advisory services, and online resources. I took their training once.
Well, that's just great. I will have to check out that website after class. In the meantime, why don't you come up here and teach the lesson?
I would love to do that, but there is one problem.
What's that?
Well, I'm busy here texting a good friend of mine that is coming to visit, and it would be rude for me to text while teaching a class.